Alright guys, we're back. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Let's get back into it. Back to capture age. Here we go. Is this... I feel like I'm having technical difficulties here. Oh my goodness. Classic. This is... My capture age is not very happy. Alright, here we go. There we are. Okay, so it looks like Mr. Yo is back up to Imp. His opponent is also up to Imp, and Yo's got the momentum. I don't think Hera is necessarily in a bad position, but he's going to have a very tricky minute or so. He is losing his CA mass as well, which I think is maybe the bigger thing. Switching into Skirm, not a bad idea. Obviously, Vietnamese get amazing Skirms, but, you know, Tartars have so many answers to Skirms. Whether or not you're making your own Skirms, maybe not as good, but they will do. Obviously, your Hussar are amazing. You've got perfectly serviceable Cavalier, and of course the Keshik is also amazing. It looks like Yo is opting for the Keshik, which is going to be really nice for him. I also like that Yo is taking his opponent's stone. It looks like Hera is going to try and punish that now. There you are. 3 fills down. Not the end of the world. Loads of Keshiks coming out here. And the +2 is coming in. I kind of would have preferred to see Yo wait for the +2. But I guess he kind of wants to take advantage of his opponent's army being out of position. And in now, Brace are going to come in, and that's going to be such a big power spike. I really like Yo kind of using this ram to take out his opponent's buildings as well. Just add in that much extra pressure. Krebs coming out now, and this is maybe the awkward part, the awkward timing for Yo now and Tartars, as he's not able to produce Krebs and Keshiks at the same time. However, he has gotten 2 of those relics back, which is really nice for him. Oh my goodness, I didn't notice this at all. Okay, so it looks like Yo's managed to get a castle up on his opponent, as his opponent has kind of counter-castled here. And Hera has up to him himself. He's getting Imperial Skirmisher, he's got Bracer, he's got Chemistry. So this is very much... Hera is kind of stabilizing a bit right now. And look how sick the Imperial Skirms look. Whoa. Look at that. The... my capture age is really struggling here. Alright, we're seeing these skirms kind of be bunkered down. Really good to see it. And oh my god. That was such a big raid by Mr. Yo here. He's going to take out more cav archers, more villagers. Really nice by Yo. As Yo is locking down so much of the map with castles, which is really good for him. Plate batting armor coming in. I think that once Yo gets plate batting armor coming in, I actually think this is where Hera might start to struggle. Like, you know, Hera doesn't really have any defensive castles in his base. He should have enough stone for one soon, but his base is like wide open, and Hussar raids would absolutely devastate this. Losing a castle for a castle, you know, obviously it's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. And here come the Keshiks that should absolutely annihilate the Imperial Skirms of Hera over here, as Yo uses his own skirms as well, and Yo is forcing Hera back. To be honest, I'm actually kind of surprised that Yo only has like 30 military units. I thought he'd have a lot more at this point. Looks like most of Hera's army mass is going to be taken out over here. But it's not like Yo has a crazy amount of army himself. As, oh my goodness, I didn't even notice this. Hera goes for a raid. There are a couple of skirms nearby, so it shouldn't be that bad. It looks like Hera might... This is a gift to Hera, just like picking these farms here. I'm surprised. I guess Hera's attention is elsewhere, as these Ketriks are earning their pay by kind of doing a little bit of raiding. Denying that town centre is really nice. It looks like these Trebs are going to go down. It looks like this TC is going to go down as well, which is not great. As Yo continues to raid, and this is going to be really... It feels like Yo is maybe got in the driver's seat right now. I'm surprised these CA are still here. I thought that... Oh, there's the Juju. Okay. Kind of, I would say, I think that was a little bit premature of Hera, but yeah, I can see why he called it. Let's finish this up. Let's open up another game, and let me just see if I can sort this out on my end. Whoop. Anyway, how are you guys doing? How are you guys finding the Red Bull kind of map pool at the moment? Okay, what do we have right here? We've got... I think I might just wait until Hera and Yo queue up again. Although that being said, I kind of had to pause for a while, didn't I? Let's wait a minute. I think I'm gonna go and sort some bits out. I'll be right back. We stick around, guys. We've got a couple of great stats coming up. I just know it, even though I don't have any way of confirming that. But be right back. Alright guys, we are back. We are going to go straight into, sorry, I was fiddling around with my settings. We're going to go straight into, got Sorakuma versus Hera. Love to see that. We might have to skip the start. We will get there. Spectate with ZA, don't mind if I do. We open up Capture Age. There we are. Okay, let's wait until this gets back up to live speed. We've got Hera playing as the Khmer. I think the Khmer are like one of Hera's favourite civs, right? Like, if not the favourite. And we've got Sorakuma playing as the Franks. Sorakuma is, a really solid player. He's not quite in the top, top 10. Like, I think he's probably within the top 20. So I would say Hera's the favourite here, but who knows? We'll see if Sorakuma can make something happen. And Franks aren't a bad civilization for Emerald at all. And I think, I wouldn't say Khmer are bad, but they don't have as many upfront military bonuses, if that makes sense. So in some ways, I would say, because Empire Wars is so aggressive, there are some bonuses here that kind of work for the Franks. Sorakuma he's really on it right now. Like, you can tell he's all over the map. He's doing a good job of keeping his opponent on his toes. Sniping the spear there, really nice. And now those vills are ripe for the taking. Looks like Hera is going straight for Bloodline, which is kind of interesting. Oh, so close to losing a vill there. That's going to be really nice for Hera, having the villager garrison ability. Those scouts don't have that much health on them, so one spear should be able to force them away. It looks like they're going to see a lot of spears here. I actually think that... Are we going to see a lost vill here? Maybe. One vill down. First blood is for Sorakuma, it looks like, as we're seeing more scouts kind of go down. That wasn't a fight that Hera wanted to take. He's lost a lot of health on these units over here. And it looks like Sorakuma has actually taken 2 of Hera's vills, which is really nice for him. What do we have here? It looks like Hera's going to lose another spear, and just bear in mind as well, like in terms of like the spears are actually going to be really important. I think getting the +1 defense for your spears is probably quite important in this game, particularly if you're kind of defending your eco with like 1 or 2 spears just dotted around your base. It means that they can get that extra hit in. Oh, that was a really nice wall from Hera there. Really nice quick wall, really nice use of the gates. I would love Sorakuma to just wall up, just kind of small wall your woodlines. Looks like 2 scouts gonna go down, question mark? Okay, 2 scouts down, but this woodline is wide open and Hera's gonna start sniping some vills. There's 1 down. Sorakuma doesn't quite seem to have realised that this is happening, and there's another vill down. Is that going to be another one? And another one. And I think that's suddenly Hera has more than equalised the vill lead. Is that 5 or 6 vills that went down there? That's insane. It looks like maybe Sorakuma didn't quite realise how serious that was going to be. Just small wall your woodlines, man. Like, this is a wallable space, you can do it. Kind of nuts, but Sorakuma kind of suffering here. He doesn't have the, the failsafe that the Khmer have, which is being able to garrison in these houses. So, honestly, I think small walling your woodlines would have saved Sorakuma quite a few wills here, as he loses another on his gold. And Hera is now 21 vills on food. He's getting wheelbarrow. He should be up very quickly, particularly bearing in mind his Khmer farms. But it's not like Sorokuma doesn't have a lot of builds on food himself, so he should be up pretty shortly himself. I think the real question here is how fast the players want to go up. I actually think this could be a situation, bearing in mind both players are still very open, this could be a situation where dropping another stable and staying in feudal for longer could be the actual play. And it looks like that might be what Hera's doing. Yeah, stable kind of denied for now, and look at the spears that Sorokuma is kind of pumping out right now. I could even see an argument, right, for going double barracks. Double barracks, get the infantry defense, and then go forward with wave after wave of spearmen backed by scouts. There could be some snipes coming in here, and it looks like Sorokuma knows that this area of Hera's base is quite vulnerable. He just needs the scout numbers to be able to threaten it. But Hera is definitely... Hera's in this for the kind of going full feudal. He's got 3 scouts in the queue. He's got 12 scouts on the field right now. He's just pumping scouts. He's got full feudal upgrades. He's got bloodlines, +1 defense, +1 attack. It looks like Sorokuma is trying to get up to Castle Age himself. He's not quite able to build this black market. It's so annoying. Hera is just about sniping that villager there. And Sorokuma is up to Castle Age, so he should be able to get up. And once, if he can just minimize damage that these scouts are about to do. Yeah, this roll, I would have thought that roll would have been fine, but it looks like he should be okay. Hera's about to have an insane amount of scouts on the field, though. He's got going on 20 scouts, and Sorokuma is still open. Like, if Sorokuma can wall up here very, very quickly, he might be able to make something happen, but I think he's going to be overrun at this point. Is that open? Right here? I don't know. Looks like more and more villages are going down, but Hera's not able to keep an eye on everything all at once, and he is losing a couple of scouts, maybe more scouts to spears than he'd like, but it doesn't really matter. He's still got 16 scouts on the field. Insane amount of scouts from Hera right now. And Sorokuma is just hoping that he can hold out until Castle Age, but he's down. Look at the eco kill death rate, man. 5 to 21, and I think that's only going to go up. I don't think it's going to stabilize there. As Sorokuma decides to put down a 3rd stable, I don't know whether that's a great idea. He's not going to have the production he needs. Like 30 vills is not enough to support 3 stable. But maybe he feels like he has no choice. He's just going to stop TC production. And with 14 scouts on the field, 15 scouts on the field, Hera has 49 vills. You know, almost a solid 20 more than his opponent. And he's on the way up to Castle Age himself. I think once his opponent gets up to Castle Age, Sorokuma is probably going to call it there. I'm just going to... Yeah, we are definitely caught up. As more vills get sniped for Sorokuma, that's kind of nice. Something that could potentially kind of lead him to pulling this back. But I feel like Sorokuma needs to send knights forward like right now. Like any knights coming through here, they need to not worry about the scouts. They need to just go straight to his opponent's base. That was really nice there. Really nice for Sorokuma to be able to actually just kill those scouts. Okay, so knights coming in. That's really nice. Oh, Sorokuma, my man! That sucks. He's being quick walled by Hera. That's the other thing. You're never just playing against Hera's army, you're playing against his quick walling skills. And look at Hera's base. Like, I'm sorry, what is going on here? Ridiculous game. And, okay, a couple of knights coming in. Looks like Sorokuma might be able to make something happen here. He did have 19 less vills. Now he's only got 10 less vills. 8 less vills. So he's making a comeback, guys. He's making a comeback. The knights are busted through. The knights are busted through. And suddenly Sorokuma Sorakuma he's only 3 vills away from equal, and suddenly Sorakuma has the score lead. 1 vill away, and where is Hera's army? Hera's scouts have just melted to the knights. He hasn't been able to keep his opponent's scouts in his scouts in his opponent's base, and suddenly Sorakuma, if these knights go here, this might be GG. I'm not even lying. Like I'm not even exaggerating. This is such an important area for Sorakuma, for Hera right now. 32 vills, and suddenly, right, Hera has less vills than his opponent. And his opponent has the army lead as well. Sorakuma needs to get these vills in. And how are we going to see any vills killed here? The Khmer bonus is so annoying. But, I mean, obviously it's great not to lose the vills, but it is also worth bearing in mind that those vills are still idle, so it's still not great. And if Sorakuma discovers these vills, it's going to be very difficult. There's only the one house as well. I guess, what is that? Yeah, 6 vills. So even if all of them manage to garrison the house, one would still be left out. What Sorakuma needs is to keep his opponent in his base, but his opponent is not content with that. Hera's like, no man, I'm not going to let you just boom. And this is where things are very tricky. Hera killing a couple more vills here, and evening the playing field. As Spearmen come in, the extra TC, I'm not sure whether the extra TC is going to be the play though. I'd like it, but you need 6 vills to keep a TC running. And Sorakuma might find these vills over here now. And, oh, this is looking so good for Sorakuma though, like 19 military lead. He needs to keep his pressure up. More vills going down. And, oh my god, this is massive. Hera now has less vills than he started with. 24 vills to 34. How the tables have turned. Sorakuma absolutely wrecking Hera right now. Absolute play by Sorakuma as he's going to take down this gate, which is always nice to keep your opponent open. And just don't even try to fight the army. Just like keep your opponent guessing. It is interesting. Like Hera has managed to kind of fully wall now, so that might allow him to stabilize a little bit. And at this point, Hera's got 25 vills. That is not enough. He's only got 8 vills on food. He doesn't have enough vills on food to produce from a stable at the moment. And this is looking very dodgy indeed for Hera. But if any player can make a comeback, it is the #1 player in Age of Empires. So let's see what he can do. Sorakuma busting through over here as Hera goes for a daring raid with his knights of his own. I would love Sorakuma to just wall up here. Just wall up here. Put a lumber camp by here. Like maybe by here, and then just wall up here with like a couple of houses. And I love this. Sorakuma's been bringing these knights back to get healed up with the monk. So he's actually like kind of he's making very ergonomic use of his units, and he still has an army back here. So Hera's army is about to walk into largely healed up Frankish knights. And this is not looking good. Hera is kind of stabilizing a bit, but there's the GG. What a game by Sorakuma. Absolute champion match by you know, a player who isn't in the top 20, I would say, or just about in the top 20. Really well played by Sorakuma. Absolute delight to watch. Let me just let's open up. What do we have next? We've got Kazva Sorakuma, 84 seconds. I'll tell you what, I actually really need to go and get myself a glass of water, so I will be right back. But What a game, guys. What an absolute session. I'll be right back. Stick around in the chat. Alright guys, we are back. Let's see what we've got in terms of games. Calva Sarakuma. You got More versus Tears, which could be good. Wu versus Romans. Let's see. I think we might have to go for More versus Tears. Sounds good. Alright. Let's do More versus Tears. Let's go. We will open this up on the old Capture Age as soon as we can. Wu versus Romans. Alright, what have we got here? Capture Age. That come through. Yeah, there we are. Amazing. Okay, so we've got Tears playing in the red as the Romans. I think I love the Romans so much. Ah, and this is Volpine. Okay, I've played this the other day. This start is so chaotic. So you start off with 4 vills in the middle of nowhere. On the and you have some on one side of the map, and your opponent has some on the others. It's a really chaotic start, mate. Like what you want to do with these builds is, who knows, there's loads of actual resources, there's gold, there's stone, berries and whatnot. I think it's worth milling berries if you're going scouts. It looks like we've got a scout opening from Tears playing as the Romans. Not kind of, honestly, Romans are such a solid scout serve. Like, people think of them as an intrusive, but all their bonuses work for cavalry as well. And then we've got More going for archers, so it kind of makes sense. Like, he's going for the red fox, which is, it gives you gold, doesn't it? Do you have to deposit that at a mining camp, or can you just like carry it? I don't know enough about the mechanics of that. Anyone in the chat know about that? Anyway, so we've got More coming in. He's got Fletchering. got a couple of spears out, so he kind of suspects that his opponent is going to go archers, going to go scouts, and oh no, what are you doing? No, 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 come back. Okay, so it looks like Tiz is going to be able to, he's got a tower up, so he should be fine to defend here. I think that's probably the right play. And there might even be an argument for, putting your first couple of vills on stone, and then just like kind of heavily towering this area and towering up yourself. Who knows? Looks like Twiz has already gotten a range himself, and he's kind of sending a spear and an archer forward. He doesn't have fletching yet, so this isn't really a fight he wants to take. I guess you must be able to take the red fox without depositing the resources. He has no villages on gold at all, and he's just, all of that gold is just from foxes. That's insane. I didn't appreciate that. Okay, the new meta is to just go for the foxes. Now it looks like Fletching coming in, 2 archers over here, so Tiz is going to drive his opponent off. He's keeping an eye out for these vills. I wouldn't be surprised if he finds them there. Go on. Oh, he can see them. He knows. He knows where, and he's got an archer up here. I don't know whether any of these vills are actually going to go down. And Moore is already up to Castle Age, so this isn't... Things are looking pretty solid for Moore. Moore's got a very tight build and very tight understanding of this map. Really love that. That being said, Tiz has scouts in his opponent's base, so it looks like he is going to snipe a vill over here. Moore, my man! What was that quick wall? Absolutely disgusting play right there. Earlier we saw Moore play Stoneplease, and you know Stoneplease was apparently the fastest player in AOE, so you know Stoneplease kind of did a lot of sick micro, but I don't think I quite appreciated that Moore is no slouch when it comes to micro himself. Archer armor coming in now, and Moore is losing most of his archers, so that's really not ideal. We're seeing a second Barrett, so it looks like we're seeing Jan Swordsman now for Moore. Love to see it. I haven't actually played around with that unit too much myself, but I know it's kind of like a Haskell you can produce from the barracks, which seems insane to me, but there you are. I mean, it's not like, I guess obviously Goths can do that, but you know, they need a unique tactic for that. And towering up, Moore has kind of bought himself the time he needs. He has gone up to Castle Age. Jan Solzman will be pumped out now, and soon we'll see him maybe get the score lead, or maybe just under the score lead once Castle Age comes in. Bloodlines has come in for Tiers, so his army is actually quite formidable now. He's got 22 vills on farm, so once he stops production, he should be able to get up quite quickly. And it looks like Moore is just about able to hold his opponent off here, as we've got a quick pause. Take this as an opportunity to look over at our opponent's, at Tiers' base. What is going on here? I'm not entirely sure what's happened here, but both players have just kind of paused. I guess, you know, maybe the door went. Who knows? What are your guys' kind of thoughts on this matchup then? I mean, Jan Swordsman are going to be coming out. That's going to wreck any feudal army. Like, I don't think it's got a feudal counter at all. I'm kind of like, has something happened here? Is the stream still going? You know, like I think all the metrics are saying that the stream is doing fine, so we'll see. So, can I watch? It's still paused. Yeah, I've just checked it on age as well. Oh, I think we're going. I just saw a message. I think the portals is on Moore's end. Okay, there we are. We're going. Let's go. There we are. Amazing. Alright, so obviously Tiz probably wants to take a fight sooner rather than later before his army gets caught out, but the Giant Swordsmen are here. It looks like that Ville's not even going to be sniped. A couple of Villes are going to go down. But, I mean, whilst these scouts are fully upgraded, you know, 10 Villes can still take them. A couple of Villes are going to go down here, though. So, 4 Ville kills, maybe 5. 5 Ville kills for Tiz, and now he has to get up to castle himself. He's got a very solid food eco. Looks like he's going to go knights. 3 stable knights, which you can easily support with Romans at 45 pop. It's going to be really nice for him. He's only got 15 on food though. Like, to support that, really you need like 18 for the stables, and you need another 6 on that for your TC. So, yeah, kind of more like 24 on food. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. The Giant Swordsmen are starting to work their way across the map, so Tiz just needs to hold until he can get knights out. But it's going to be increasingly difficult for the Roman player here. Giant Swordsmen are such a solid unit. Honestly, these archers are just like tickling the Giant Swordsman, right? And the Giant Swordsman only has the first melee armor upgrade, man. Insane. And it looks like there's going to be 2 Villes down very shortly for more. However, these, like, obviously losing 2 Villes isn't ideal, but being able to take, like, all he needs to do is stop these Villes from getting, like, over here, and particularly to his gold. He's got a market, so if he needs to, he can just buy himself food to make some knights. He just needs to keep these swordsmen away from him whilst he's not in Castle Age. So he's doing alright for now. These villagers are going to make themselves a life away from war in the wilderness up here. As, oh, I love that. Lovely little wall from Tiz over here. As the Giant Swordsmen are finally reaching his farming eco, or the farming eco of Tiz. Looks like this Giant Swordsman is going down to scouts, but these are going to hit the gold. Like, honestly, it's not the 1 Ville you need to worry about, it's your gold Ville that you need to worry about, Tiz. As the Giant Swordsmen come in and hit like an absolute tank, they are able to take down, it looks like, this knight. 1 Giant Swordsman going down for that knight, which isn't a great trade. However, once like 2 or 3 knights come up, they should be able to take this. And bearing in mind that Moore has only killed 1 Ville so far, it looks like he's probably going to get another. But that's not the end of the world. And we're starting to see that healing coming a little bit for the Giant Swordsman. Literally saw it come in mid-fight there. Another Ville down for Tiz, and remember that Tiz isn't 1 TC behind this, he is multiple TCs. So he has actually got the Ville lead right now, and this is, Moore's done a great job of placing himself in like a winning position. That being said, Tiz does have the maneuverability advantage, and Giant Swordsmen do lose to knights. So I wouldn't be surprised if we can see some sort of snowball happen. In terms of res collected, Tiz is actually ahead. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Tyr's able to just really kind of pump up the numbers now. He only has 13 on food though. He needs to sort out his food eco. And this is a very dangerous combination now. Like the fact that the pikes heal from the woo is really nice. It really kind of helps you kind of sustain and take those fights. Like part of the Knight Snowball happening is that even if you win a fight, like your units are so weak that a follow-up wave of knights can often like just still obliterate your numbers. So getting the healing on the pikes is really nice for that. More continuing to go forward with Giant Swordsman, and literally I don't think that Tyr's has. I think he's going to be fine to take this out, but he doesn't seem to have a game plan other than spam knights, which, you know, I love that game plan. That's like one of my favorite game plans. But at a higher level, you kind of expect a player to be able to expand their own eco and whatnot. And Moore is just able to win this is winning this at the moment just through like kind of passively booming. That being said, Tyr's has the score lead. And he still has more res collected, which is, you know, let's be honest, the Roman eco is one of the best ecos. 5% flat bonus across your whole economy, very tasty. So at 16 knights, Tyr's isn't that far away from being able to take out TC, so he just needs to get like a really solid fight where he can just take out. If he can snowball like a fight, get all his army in one place, like he should have enough army to be able to take this out. I don't just idle your army underneath the TC. I mean that's definitely a conversion. Yeah, there you are. Not ideal. $72 Vils now for Moore as opposed to 58 for Tyr's. Moore is starting to catch up in terms of res collected, but you know, Tyr's isn't making this easy for him. He is raiding left, right, and center. Look at the eco kill death ratio. I would quite like to see, first of all, Tyr's put down all of that wood. Like he's using the market a lot. Put all of that wood into farms, man. Put all that wood into farms and just maybe think about adding in a second TC and then keep doing what you're doing. He's not that far behind. He's only 6 Vils behind. He also has Wheelbarrow, which, so yeah, he's actually way closer in terms of res than you think he is. Second TC coming up, love to see it. 20 Vils on farms. And we're actually seeing 5 Vils on stone, so that's kind of interesting. We might end up seeing a castle being dropped. No. That knight kind of going down over there. University coming up. Looks like we're going to see a kind of knight scorpion push. And hopefully Tyr's can make this happen. It looks like we're going to see Pike, Jan Swordsman, and Mangonels in defense. Convert the Vil, man. Why not? Oh my god, that's a ballsy castle. Why did you do that? Like, that was never going to happen, was it? I like the addition of the monk. I think that's a really nice one. Just keep your army healed up. Castle going over here. +2 coming in. Love to see it. What we really want to see is ballistics, because that's going to make it a very hard fight for Moore indeed. What is is that archer? The fire archer? Yeah, it is. The fire archer is the unique unit here, isn't it? That's a really solid unit. Oh my goodness, we've got a castle coming up over here. And mate, this is quite a dangerous force for Tyr's. His opponent has the Vil lead, but it's not that big of a lead. And I mean, he's got 23 pikes, but 3 scorpions. I don't know. This is. I don't think this is a fight that Moore can take, particularly under the TC. Is this a good fight? I don't think it is. And the castle's kind of firing in there. Bodkin arrow is going to come in, so that castle is definitely going to range most of the TC. I think that might be you guys. I don't like that. I don't think that wasn't it, boys. That was not it. As Moore has decisively thrown his opponent back. More scorpions coming forward, but I think Turs needs to think of something else now. This push is over, and unless he's able to kind of consolidate his forces a bit, he's going to be having pikemen and yarn swordsmen knocking on his door. I think Tur should hopefully just about win this. I would have thought, maybe. Am I just going to get every call wrong this entire game? It looks like Moore is going to continue winning these fights, and Moore's eco is pretty solid right now. The eco difference isn't that big. Like, I know I can hear what you're saying. It's 11 vills, which is a lot, but wheelbarrows, you know, plus the Roman eco bonus is not as big as it seems, but it's still significant. It is worth bearing in mind that while Moore has a castle, he has 1,000 stone as well, but like he's nowhere near Imp. Like, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him buy his way up and then sell a load of stone to get the gold. Looks like we're going to see him drop the castle instead, and the scorpions do now have ballistics, so they are actually able to do some damage, but there's no support there, so that they'll do a lot of damage to the pikes, but they're dead. Also, remember, these pikes heal, guys, so even though a lot of these pikes are on low health, they'll just heal straight back up. Castle up, Black's +1 coming in, and we're seeing 2 more Siege Workshops over here, and a third TC. Ooh! Bearing in mind that Turs has captured... is that the... I'm embarrassing myself here. Is this the Tower of London? I'm pretty sure it's meant to be the Tower of London. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so it looks like maybe Turs is playing the long game here. Like, you win if you capture the Tower of London, right? At the end of the timer. I can't remember how long each game is for, but it's something for like 600 years or something. But it looks like Moore is coming forward with the castle, and he has no intention of stopping production. It looks like Moore wants to play all in Castle Age. Turs is holding on for dear life. However, so Turs clearly kind of wants to play the long game. Like, he's got the monument in the middle. He's going for the relics, but I don't think this is gonna end well for him. I don't think there are enough knights. Wait, is this going to be cancelled? Oh my goodness. Oh, is Doubt with us, boys? Doubt might be with us. Nah, Doubt. I think there's enough knights to take that. Maybe this is kind of one of those situations where if you focus on the builders, then you lose your army to the opponent's army, and if you focus on the army, then the castle goes up. This must be so frustrating for Turs. Like, is this gonna go up? Is it gonna go up? Oh my god. Guys, I think Doubt is with us. Praise the Lord. It's a miracle. Or the opposite of a miracle, a disaster. But yes, that is a Doubt castle right there, my friends. And wow. Okay, so Moore might is despite, I feel like Moore has played better this game, but Turs is able to just, like, through sheer grit, hold on here as he comes forward with his own castle. Turs is sending a load of villagers to make another castle. Like, you can't just send 2 knights to secure this. A castle at 87% is not going to be held by just 2 knights. You need to send like 1 million knights. It looks like Moore has realised that castle isn't going up. So this is quite nice hold from Tears. I would love, right? So I know Tears is up, almost up to Imp himself. I want to see the switch into Legionary, right? Like, that would absolutely win this. Like, Jan Swordsman and Pikes both don't do well versus Legionary. Oh my goodness. And here come the Vills, boys. And okay, that Moore has decided, no, actually, that's not. Enough Vills have died for this. This monk has converted to Pike and is probably going to die to this Jan Swordsman. Okay, and at this point, Moore is like, okay, let's go for some Haguan Cav, let's get bloodlines. But he's got like so many Vills on wood. He doesn't really have that good free eco. He's ages away. He's yonks away from being Imp. I think Tears is... I don't know what kind of strange magical spell that Tears has kind of cast here, but he has absolutely turned this game around. Really nicely played from him, as he continues to make his opponent feel kind of unbalanced. He could deny this castle too. There aren't that many Pikes here, guys. Hey, love to see it, man. How you doing? We've actually got 4 people watching the stream right now, which is, you know, like kind of record level. Oh, I mean, first of all, really appreciate you being in the stream, but you know, like, how is the concert going, man? Like, but okay, so it looks like we got this castle up over here, kind of denying a lot of these siege workshops, but you know, like, when you're Imperial, you've got your own castle over here, like, it's Krebs, maybe even Siege Ram over here. It's not, I don't think that castle's the block you think it's going to be. Imp coming in 1 second, there we are, and Moore himself is up to Imp. What are we seeing for Tears? Like, that's the GG. I think that was a little bit premature. I think that was a little bit premature. I don't think it was quite done because, but I don't know. I maybe Moore didn't feel like Wu could handle Roman Scorpion. Oh well. I love to hear though. Honestly, if you haven't, anyone in the stream, check out Husk's video on YouTube with him playing the Age of Empires theme on the pipe organ in St. Giles. It's absolutely amazing, fantastic stuff. Okay, let's get back into a little bit of Age. Let me sort this out. I've got to honestly, like, I feel like the way to spectate games needs to be modernized in Age of Empires. Like, the fact that I'm doing this through a third-party app seems insane to me. Okay, who do we have next? Hera MBL started 11 minutes ago. Alas, I don't think I can catch up on that, particularly Empire Wars, where things move so quickly. Let's wait a hot second. I'm kind of... Can I? Yeah, I can show you guys. Hey, I'm a professional caster now. Okay, we've got Repard Stone, please. Maybe Repard Stone, please, is the game to watch. I love that I'm like, you know, kind of 1400 caster, but when I'm looking at games to spectate, I'm like, no, only players over 2.5k what we want. Oh, honestly, David, appreciate that, man. Like, I'm just trying my best. Like, I think there's a lot of content right now, and what I particularly love about this tournament is, you know, encouraging people to play the ladder, but because the maps are so fresh, the meta is not settled at all. Let's go for Repard Stone, please. I think that would be really fun. It is a Byzantine's mirror, though. I mean, we could go Teuton's Ethiopia, Kino T Frizzle, almost 1,000 yellow difference. All right, we'll go Repard Stone, please. It's not bad to watch. It's not bad to watch a mirror. Ooh, we could look at the... Yeah, that's a good shout. Let me open up the... Whoop. Open up the old ranking. So Hera is number 1 at the moment. That makes sense. ACCM number 2. Also, I love ACCM so much. Like, he seems like such a lovely man, and like every player interaction, every interview, he just seems like a really chill dude. I'm really glad that he's rocking the ladder at the moment. Yo's number 3, Hart number 4. That makes sense. I would have thought MBL would be above Hart. Lewis number 7. Like, on the one hand, you know, Lewis seems like an odd guy sometimes, but like it's good as somebody from the UK. It's good to have some British rap in the ladder. It's been a while. Like, I personally, I would love Halliz to be at the top of the ladder. He's the best player, FYI, my goat. But yeah, obviously great to see some British guys in the ladder. Leary number 8, that makes sense. I remember last for El Renado, Leary had like this great strategy of like getting to number 1 like a couple of weeks before the deadline, and then everybody else was playing catch up. It's kind of fun. Viper number 13. I'm kind of surprised that Viper's that low down, but 7-game win streak. That makes sense. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I played Dennis like 2 days ago on this ladder, and I lasted like 30 minutes, and then it wasn't close. It was a travesty, but I really enjoyed playing. I think that's one of my favorite things about the ladder as well. You play players that you have no chance against. Ooh, Viper late surge. I'm here for it. All right, let's go. Who do we reckon? Okay, we got T90 versus Emilius. That could be fun. I'm more inclined to watch that than a mirror. I think that it's kind of fun to watch. Let's go for T90. Nobody ever watches. T90 needs some love too. All right. Okay, we got it. Bam. Okay, we spectate with CA. Yes, please. Alright, here we are. Okay, so we've got T90, the caster, the legend, playing in the red as the Portuguese, against Emilius, who's playing in the blue as the Jurchens. I think Emilius is like 200 ELO less than T90. So I would expect that T90 is the favourite here, but who knows? Also, I don't at like a higher level, like swings of like 200 ELO aren't actually that uncommon. So yeah, let's see. It looks like Emilius is opening scouts as Jurchens. That makes complete sense, and he's already starting to kind of warp quite heavily. It looks like going for the hunt. Love to see it. And then T90 he's going quite heavy on gold, so we're expecting archers opening double range. That's quite aggressive archer play. I guess T90's kind of idea here is that if he can just defend, a mass of archers and spears, it's kind of difficult for a scout player to beat that. Emilius walling in the most ridiculous way possible. Why not just wall over here, my friend? Anyway. Honestly, you watched the Husk. So somebody on my YouTube is saying that he loves the organ video. So massive, love to see it. Thank you, Zero. And honestly, Husk is such a great player on the organ. You come to Edinburgh, witness it live. But yeah, honestly, glad you appreciated it, man. Anyway, so Emilius managed to snipe a cheeky Vil. However, this is where things are going to start to get tricky. Like, whilst T90 has scouts in the back of his base, a couple of archers backed by a couple of spears is very difficult for Emilius to deal with. He might be able to get a couple of skims out, but without fletching and really the archer armor as well, if T90 has enough archers, it's quite difficult for his opponent to deal with. it looks like T90 kind of looks like he's going to get caught out over here. Not the end of the world, but he does know that his opponent has villagers over here. But why is he bringing his archers back? I feel like he needs to send his archers forward. Maybe he just wants to get the mass. Amelius is doing a great job of just keeping his opponent in his base. T90 continuing to kind of add skirms in the back. I think that makes sense. Remember, Jurchen's scouts are absolutely deadly. The extra attack is... Jurchen scouts are better out the box than Magyar scouts, and they have the +1 attack for free. So just to put that into perspective there. Amelius trying to wall up desperately as T90's archers hit. We have a couple of skirms out for Amelius, but that is not enough. He's only got 4. Like 4 skirms against 9 archers. We know how that ends every time, right? Amelius is getting the +1 defense now. I think that's the right play. However, Amelius' scouts have been killed, so despite Amelius having gotten a couple of real kills, there's nothing too bad there. Amelius sending these vills back, but he's going to get these back over here. I think Amelius just wants to kind of wall up now. But remember, the more skirms that Amelius produces, the longer he's going to be in feudal. And that is the kind of... I always feel awkward when my opponent has forced me to produce skirms, because you're kind of like, it's a bit of a staring contest. Like who blinks first, who is actually going to get up to castle first, who's going to overproduce in feudal, and it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Also, bear in mind, so despite the fact that T90 has been making archers that don't cost food, his farming economy, he's got a lot more on farms, he's got a lot more berries, he's got a lot more on food, whilst his opponent is heavily disrupted. He doesn't have that many villagers on food, so he's going to be up much slower, on top of the fact that he's also making archers. So that's quite big. I actually think that, yeah, there you are. T90 is already up. He might lose all of this army, which isn't, let me be honest, that's not great. Like it's bad that he lost his army. He should really have pulled back, but getting up to feudal age, that castle age that much faster is going to be absolutely great. He's also got a stable, and you know he's getting a couple of scouts out now, but really the double gold comp that Portuguese and pull off, crossbow and knight, it's absolutely devastating in early castle. T90 is kind of probing again. Obviously, he will be able to kind of do some damage here, but yeah, I don't think this is the right play. I think that he needs to just preserve his archmass, get that castle age power spike. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. You remember earlier where I was like, oh yeah, Amelius doesn't really have the food eco to get up to castle age fast. Well, he does have a market, and he did have a lot of wood, so I guess that's all you need these days. You don't. Who needs like balanced economies and macro? You just need a market and a lot of resource, and you just balance it out. I shouldn't be too critical of that, because that is definitely something that I do a lot. Okay, a couple of scouts now for T90. He should be able to kind of push forward now. 12 seconds away from Castle Age. Bloodlines coming in. I would quite like to see him get the first armor upgrade, but I guess he needs the food for Bodkin. There you go, and crossbow. And now Amelius is in trouble. This is really difficult. Also, look at the way this gate is this is very difficult to wall, is basically what I'm trying to say. You can't, the farm being out by here is not ideal. It looks like T90 is going to lose a couple of crossbows, but these skirms are going to actually all be completely dead before any castle age upgrades can come in. And there's the GG. T90 showing us how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. Really well played by T90, and I felt like Amelius did a great job of disrupting what T90 was doing, but really well played. Let's go over to yet another game. It's like I need to close capture age to load up everything, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. There we are. Okay, so we've got. All right, we are definitely going for Hera Kasva. I think that makes sense. Yeah, Hera Kasva. Let's go. Oh. This is so annoying. Like, honestly, I have to exit the game each time I want to watch, spectate something. Alright, there we are. Alright, we've got Georgians versus Malians. Let's open up CA, please. Come on. There we are. Okay, let's just catch up. Kasva playing as the Georgians in the red, and Hera playing as the Malians. Honestly, both of these serves are fantastic. I think Malians in particular are just such a flexible serve, and then Georgians can really do anything. Like, they've got, I know that their cavalry is their big thing, but being able to do cavalry archers pretty damn well, they're a very flexible serve. Obviously with Malians you can go into Arb if you want. You don't get Bracer, but you get faster chemistry and you get Arbalast. You can also go into their amazing infantry line as well, and then their cavalry line is pretty damn solid as well. Also, I think Malians' eco bonuses, getting the bonus on the gold and the wood, just makes them so lovely to play. Kasva opening up with a stable immediately. I think it's kind of interesting. Is he going to quick wall? Hey, there you go, Kasva, my man, sniping a Vil. Love to see it. And bearing in mind that Kasva has he's got 2 scouts on quite low HP, but they do actually heal. So if he can get these scouts away, then he will actually be able to heal up. Will we actually witness this? I can't remember how much HP it is. It's like 5% over a minute. It looks like Hera is actually opening archers. Oh, Scout has gone down. Rest in peace. Hera is opening archers, so it looks like Kasva is going to have to do something. He's going to need a range of his own. The other option I wouldn't mind him doing is actually going for stone, and then just playing tower defense. Because it's not the end of the world. Like, you kind of want it's quite nice to have a stone income anyway if you're playing Georgians, because you want the castle from Manaspa. Okay. 3 scouts, 1 spearman, and 3 archers, 1 scout, and a spearman is quite a bit of a death ball that Hera has going on here, but I mean, not really, kind of in early feudal. And it looks like, I think Kasva is going to get enough scouts to take this fight, and then he just needs to snipe the spear. He has it already. He's got everything he needs. He can just snipe the spear with the scouts, to be honest. Michael the scout away! Michael the scout away! I mean, I'm terrible at doing that, so really no judgment. And there you go. Hera has lost all his forward army. However, I think the army served its purpose. He lost 1 Vil, but he is now fully walled, which is really nice, and he will be able to get up very quickly indeed. He is almost up himself. He's getting the market. Probably sell a little bit of wood and buy the food. You gonna see that? There you are. Amazing. And he's opening a stable. Are we going to see him play camel, maybe? Camel crossbow, which is also, a really solid combo that Malians can play here. Absolutely wrecks knights. Looks like Kasva is going for his own market, so he's not too far behind himself. As Kasva sends his scouts forward. And he's going to find his opponent fully walled. I'm kind of wondering why the score is so much higher. I guess he hasn't clicked up yet, right? Yeah, that must be part of it. But yeah, I didn't expect the score to be that much higher. Hera is able to move out himself now. This is kind of risky. Like, he's splitting his spearmen from his archers. So if Casva was able to get, you know, these scouts over here, like, it would, even if he throws away all of those scouts, sniping like 2 or 3 archers is kind of big when you're trying to build up that crossbow mass. That being said, one thing I've found personally with Empire Wars, I'm not saying that, kind of bad to leave the scout here. I'm not saying that archers can't work on Empire Wars, but because the games are, you start kind of late feudal, right? You start with 28 pop. So you have less time to mass archers, if that makes sense. Can you kind of follow my thinking here? So I think it's kind of trickier to play archers in Empire Wars, in my experience. But you know, I haven't got that much experience of playing this map. It's more the generic Empire Wars map pool that I'm talking about. We're getting bloodlines coming in. I think, you know, Hera's going to have this siege workshop forward, but I don't love that. Like, I don't think Hera's going to have the crossbow mass that he really wants here. I suppose it kind of works if his opponent is opening cavalry archers, and it does look like his opponent is opening cavalry archers, so maybe I should just shut the fuck up. As Casva gets up to Castle Age, his score will probably leapfrog Hera's, but Hera is actually looking very solid right now. You've got really solid military building up over here. Elite skirmisher coming in. He's got 11 elite skirmishers. He's going for the fortified church. He's getting Bodkin. This is the second time we've seen Casva go for this kind of very defensive style of play, and I'm not entirely sure. Right, like, it's so... Oh, I mean, I love this from Hera. Like, going for the ram, like, I immediately assumed he was going to be going for a mangonel, but going for the ram makes so much sense, and it makes it even better when your opponent's going elite skirmisher. But, like, this is... I think that Hera is going to be able to... Like, out of these two players, who do you think is the better micro player? Hera or Casva? It's going to be Hera, right? So I think opening Elite Skirm isn't really the play here. Like, this Mangonel is going to pop. There you go. And I don't think that Mangonel... Ooh, that Mangonel is still up. That Ram is still alive, and basically, whilst a couple of crossbows died there, but that was not the engagement Casva wanted. It's not the engagement he needed to kind of bring him back into this. He's building up a couple of CA now, so he's going for 4 ranges, which is quite the commitment. It looks like he's going for fortified church defense, which, I mean, it's one way of doing it. If Casva can get, like, you know, 30 CA, he should be able to push most of this back. But you know, that's a big if. Let's see how we go. Blacksmith is coming under fire here. CA kind of moving out. I would quite like... I wouldn't be able to do this myself. I don't have the multitasking for it. I would love Casva to keep the skirms at home and move out with the CA. But why are these CA moving so weird, man? Like, they're kind of caught up in the line, the conga line of the skirms. Anyway, we've got 3 mangonels on the field for Hera right now, just slowly munching their way through Casva's base as a ram simultaneously tears through the left-hand side. This is a lot of pressure for Casva. 1 mangonel should be able to take care of the ram at least. So let's see how we go. Bearing in mind, Casva only had 1 villager on food. Do you know how many villas you need on food to sustain town centre production? Oh my goodness. Casva breaking through over here. 1 villager down. 2 villagers down. 3 villagers down. 4 villagers down. 5 villagers down. 6 villagers down. 7 villagers down. That suddenly, Casper has kind of come back into this, and that was me kind of slagging off his approach the whole time. Ballistics coming in. This is a lot of pressure coming in for Casper right now. I do think he's done a great job of throwing her off, but can Casper himself micro 2 armies and defend? No TC for Casper right now. But you know, Casper knows. Casper's a real one. TCs are for nerds, am I right? Okay, Mangonel about to come out. Get a hit. Okay, that's... No! He really needed that Mangonel. He should be able to snipe that one with a fortified church. Okay, that's good. He did get a decent hit there. He should be able to snipe that. You know, CA should absolutely munch that. Okay. It looks like... Oh no! And this is what I'm talking about. Casper is trying his best to micro 2 armies at once, and he can't, because only the really top players can do that. And there was a time where Casper was one of the top players, but he isn't... this isn't me saying this in a judgmental way. Casper is just no longer one of the top players. Hera still has the micromanaging skills that make him one of the best players in the game. But, I mean, Casper is giving Hera a run for his money here, let's be honest. Like, look at the eco-kill ratio right now. Hera doing a great job of putting pressure on Casper, but it's not like Casper's without teeth, guys. And this how many buildings has this ram just slowly like eaten as Casper is forced to put up another 2 ranges? So let's be honest, he had 2 ranges and a stable. He had a stable here. He had 2 ranges over here. He's lost 3 military production buildings, including his barracks as well, so 4. And then he's lost. He's had to put down another 2 in addition to these 2. And he's already losing these 2. Casper has decided he's had enough of terrorizing the villages of Hera's base, and he's going to return in glory and triumph, kind of. Mangonel open here. If Casper can just snipe this Mangonel, he can now stabilize. Glorious. He's gonna snipe this. Oh yes, Casper, my man. That was amazing. Let's be honest, guys. What? Casper can be happy. No, don't lose that. Release the bills. There you go. Okay, so Casper can be happy now. There is a 2k score difference, but that was some sick mango micro from Casper. Love to see it, man. Now, I think Casper kind of needs to do a 1 TC play to get back into this. He doesn't really have the food eco set up to go knights or anything, so he's going to continue CA production. He's going to put 4 TCs down. He does have ballistics now, so it is going to be easier for him to defend. He has a Mangonel, so hopefully he can get a couple of good shots on the Scorps. That was really solid. Really solid engagement from Casper. As Casper is eating Hera's army for breakfast, lunch and dinner. I mean, quite zero, like, honestly. Will this be enough to swing the momentum in his favour? I am a little bit cynical. It is difficult for cavalry archers to raid a 3 TC fully walled eco, but we will see. Casper is a very solid player. And Casper has decided the time is right to sally forth. Hera has a Mangonel over here. I think Hera kind of hoping he could take a shot here, but I don't think that's going to be... Honestly, Casper can probably micro that down. Like, go on, Casper. You can do it. Ah, no. Kazva not wanting to risk it for a biscuit, so he is kind of retreating his army back. And sorry, what is this TC, man? Like, what are you doing? This is just cheeky. Hera kind of trying to win the micro war here on the mangonels. And things have players are being a little bit hesitant to engage now. You can tell Kazva's approach with 5 archer rangers is definitely like, well, if I can just mass like 30 CA, maybe I can win this. Double bit axe coming in now, which is late for Kazva. That kind of might help explain why his opponent almost has not that far off, you know, an extra 50% of the resources that he has. And Hera, it's Imperial. Oh no, Hera, both Micro God and Macro God. I imagine that once Imperial comes in, we will see Kazva resign. But who knows? Let's see what Kazva can accomplish. I think having the elite skirmishers there makes it very difficult for Kazva to push forward. He's got the +2 armor, so those cav archers are going to tickle the elite skirmishers. The mangonel might do something, but you know, Hera should be able to micro that down. Going for scale batting armor. Hera has that's the GG. I don't blame Kazva for resigning that. I think Hera played that beautifully. Really well played by Hera, but obviously, you know, fantastic play by Kazva as well. Absolutely love to see it. Let's just see if we can load up another game. Alright, what are we thinking? Jurchen's mirror. It looks like there's a lot of mirrors on Crown Wood. I think people are starting to figure out the meta for it. We're going to kind of wait until... I think we're going to wait for another game to start. I'm not entirely... I don't particularly want to watch games where there's a clear ELO difference. I don't like... It was lovely to watch that game with T90 and his opponent, but you know, it was a little bit of a stomp in favor of T90. Let me... While we're doing that, we're gonna just reset. It's way easier to get the game to spectate games through the third-party spectator when you haven't got anything else open on it. Okay. It's kind of crazy. What is the leaderboard looking like right now? Alright. Hera is still number 1. That makes sense. ACCM number 2. Not online at the moment. MBL's live. Lewis, back at number 7. Love to see it. 18 points from MBL. Good for him. Viper hasn't been on in 21 hours. Don't want to be doing that, man. Sito, love to see it. Honestly, I love watching Sito. I think Sito is a great player to watch. What are your favourite players, guys? Got Stone Please versus Wide. We have watched him. That's kind of tempting. Is Byzantine's mirror though? Ooh. Sorry, I am also kind of learning about the spectator dashboard at this point, which I appreciate isn't very exciting. But I enjoy watching this. It doesn't seem like it's kind of that great all the time. ACCM played Koto. Oh, I love that. Oh yeah, King of the yeah. No, he did play King of the Desert really well. Like honestly, I every time ACCM isn't like kind of top 8 or anything, I'm always kind of rooting for ACCM. He's like one of my favorite players, and he's not as appreciated by the wider community as he deserves to be. Like obviously I love Viper, I love Hera, I love Doubt, and all the kind of big names. But like ACCM, he's always love seeing any interviews with him. He's always seems to be like such a lovely guy, and on top of that, he plays a sick game of Age of Empires, right? Why? I'm kind of. Is there some like lack of games at the moment? Like for some reason, it's only showing me the games from 12 minutes ago. Keep going. Refresh. Oh, honestly, yeah, 100%. Like, Husk and myself watched Doubt versus Leary in what is it, Red Bull 103? Like when Doubt won. We watched it live, together on Discord. It's so much fun. Literally, probably the most memorable Age of Empires 2 finale for me. We could watch. I haven't actually seen a game on Loch Ness, so that could be tempting. Okay, what if we watch? Yeah, let's go for that. All right, stay with me, guys. We're going in. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, okay. Unable to find match. Love just DE things, guys. Just DE things. Let's get back to Chrome. Is it? No, I tried again and it's still not cooperating. Well, how about I be right back, grab a glass of water, get yourself a bucket of popcorn, and we'll be back to cast some more sick games. Alright guys, we are back. Let's have a look at what games we can go for. I'm going to refresh the dashboard. Whilst I was gone, I was like, oh yeah, I'll just get myself a glass of water and stuff, chill out a bit. And my darling wife asked me for a hand with sorting out, temporarily offline, that's not good, but sorting out putting away some Christmas deckies, which is fair enough. I just thought it was quite funny to be doing that while I was streaming. But this isn't good. Why is AOE II Rex down? Okay, yeah, we're back. Let's watch a bit of. Let's watch Hera versus Sorokuma. Let's see it. Because actually, the last game we saw of Hera versus Sorokuma, Sorokuma won. So let's get back to business. Let's go. We're gonna have to open up. Oh. Open up CA. We're gonna have to get caught up really fast. Looks like we have Sorokuma versus Hera. Sorokuma playing as the Burgundians versus Hera playing as the Poles. Both very eco-focused civilizations. I would say maybe Poles are a little bit more aggressive. Looks like Sorokuma is kind of walling up like a madman whilst he is playing archers and kind of trying to harass Hera as much as he can. Hera is defending his bulwarks with a kind of mixture of towers and then just skirms at the moment. It looks like he might be forcing a market to get up to Castle Age as fast as he can. That makes sense. I actually think Burgundians are one of those civs that really get going in Castle Age, so FY I think it's not a bad idea if Sorokuma can get up to Castle Age quickly himself. He's open double range, so he's got quite a decent archer mass, whilst Hera is a really solid mass of scouts that are probably soon to be light cavalry as he gets to Castle Age. Looks like, in terms of eco kill death rating, it looks like Sorokuma is a little bit ahead. However, Hera is certainly putting him through his paces as Sorokuma goes straight through and tries to start raiding his opponent's eco. Looks like we're caught back up live. Hera is defending a little bit with scorpions, which makes sense. I really love Sorokuma adding in Flemish Militia. Flemish Militia is a very solid unit. Like, it doesn't quite have as much bonus damage as pikemen do, but you don't have to pay to upgrade it in Castle Age, and you know it's actually a little bit more tanky, so it's a really solid unit. It looks like Sorokuma has a couple of pikes here, so he should be able to drive Hera away from his base now. As Sorokuma throws up a defense for Siege Workshop, and it looks like the game is kind of chilling out a little bit right now. I'm actually kind of surprised that Sorokuma has been able to maintain the Vil lead. Like, he's got a solid, like, the Rise Collectors is kind of similar. Like, Poles have great farming, so I'm not surprised that it's ahead. But they're both doing really solidly right now. I would kind of have expected him to have already gotten the second farm upgrade because he can get an age earlier and for cheaper. But, you know, not the end of the world. Wheelbarrow now coming in for Sorokuma. I would have thought he'd add a second TC. You know, like playing archers, that's kind of what you want to do. You want to get a second TC. Oh my goodness, Sorokuma, you madman. Getting the... Oh, that's really good for him. I think him getting those scorpions is bigger for him than Hera getting the mangonel, because Hera's not relying, Sorokuma is not relying on the mangonel to counter the light cav, like the main body of his opponent's army. Whilst Hera is really relying on the scorpions. Hera is just playing crazy mass light cav in Siege. I really love that kind of style of play. As he starts to get the relics. It looks like there's a relatively, what is it, just the 3 relics? I think. just 3 relics, which, you know, obviously as Burgundians you kind of want the relics yourself. The forward siege is going to make life a little bit awkward for Sorokuma, and he hasn't lost either of these mangonels, which are really nice. And honestly, Hera, that attack round was filthy. And okay, it looks like Hera is going to take this fight now. I'm not sure how this is going to go. It looks like, oh, honestly, wow, I didn't expect to go like that. Hera's massive light cav really able to deal with the archer numbers of Sorokuma. Suddenly Sorokuma finds himself without an army. He's got a second TC, but we know from experience that Hera with light cavalry can make their life hell. Particularly kind of reminds me of that game we watched earlier versus Lewis. And Hera is going to seize that second relic over there as well. Oh, sorry, I said second. Oh, there are 5 relics, just Hera already had them. I didn't even know that. Obviously, I'm a amateur caster, amateur hour guys. And Hera decided in his infinite wisdom that it's just way better to have the monk holding the relic like next to the monastery instead of actually like putting it in the monastery. Now, obviously, mistake by the #1 player as Sorokuma adds third range himself. They're both adding 2 extra TCs, so it looks like they're kind of content to kind of boom it out right now. Hera is quite far ahead in terms of res collected, which I'm kind of surprised by. I guess he does have 5 relics now as well, despite the not having the bill lead. And this is like such a odd army comp to play. Like, what if I only played with light cav and siege and a couple monks? Like, I kind of love that idea. Maybe that's the way to play against archers these days. So I'm having a cup of tea while I'm casting this, and Hera is just he's kind of forcing Sorokuma to stay on his base. And I think that's really nice. It kind of lets Hera get the most out of his Paul's eco. By playing so aggressively, he didn't have to worry about defense that much. Getting the +2 attack now, which is really nice. And Sorokuma is going for CA now, which I am not. I don't like this very much. I think maybe if you were significantly faster to feudal, to castle, that would make sense. My darling wife has just brought me dinner. What a babe. And I think maybe if Sorokuma was way faster into castle, then going CA would make sense. But he's not. He doesn't have that time to get that mass. And he is going to snipe this Maganel, which is really nice. But we know from experience that light cavalry are faster than CA. So in low numbers, light cavalry actually do very well versus CA. And this is exactly what we're seeing right here, right? 8 CA versus, what is that, 15 light cavalry. It's not a fight you want to take. Right, so I'm kind of like, why would you go that? Once you've lost your expo mass, to me it makes more sense to either go for, you know, maybe more pikes or start going knights, right? And behind all of this, Hera, knowing that his opponent has no army because he just killed all of his opponent's army, he's going to terrorize the remaining villagers of Sorokuma, and he is going Imperial, and this is why Hera is the #1, guys. Sorokuma trying to play catch up here, he's trying to stabilize, he's expanding his farming eco. But it just looks like he's got his work cut out for him as he loses more vills. And Hera just slowly kind of booming on the back of like 4 TCs. He's got some more full works coming out. Why wouldn't you know? And he's kind of using this CA that he converted to just be a nuisance. Sorokuma has 1.5 minutes to make something happen before Hera kind of comes in and sweeps. Castle coming up. Is Hera actually going to go for the reforms attack? I can't quite remember what is the unique tech called. the Schlatter privileges. My top tier pronunciation. But yeah, the Cheap Cavalier, such a solid tech and option for the polls. I wouldn't be surprised though if we just see Hera even just go for the trample damage. Legacy, which is just really solid. Like, there's no reason to believe he wouldn't go for it. He hasn't needed to go for Knight so far, and he's continuing to mass up light cavalry, so I think he's just going to go for the trample damage. Plus, once you get the extra defense, you know, easy peasy. I wouldn't be surprised if Sorokuma calls it. There you go. GG. What a game. I realised, guys, I just cast that. I had Capture Age open, but I had it cast on Age. Like, I've been casting it on this the whole time. This is absolute amateur hour as a caster, guys. My sincere apologies. Let's see if we can catch another game. Oh my goodness. Maybe it'll be the last game, because I have just had my wife has cooked a delicious dinner from the looks of it. Oh no. Do this. Let's open Chrome. Alright, what are we looking at? Capatra vs VV. Interesting. Very tempting. The thing is, I kind of want a game that's starting kind of like nowish rather than kind of rushing through the next 5 minutes of the game, you know what I mean? Let's wait for Hera to kind of come back. I'm just gonna I'm gonna eat a little bit, but I will be back on shortly. So yes, stick around, guys. Actually, in the meantime, we are going to play a little bit of Dom Hesk Lo-Fi, best lo-fi in the business. There we are. Alright. I'll be right back, guys.
Gabrielle.
Alright guys, we are back. I don't know what's up with the kind of spectating stuff. It's not really refreshing that much at the moment, so I think we'll just load up this game and we'll go from there, man. Going to spectate with the A. Bam. Sort this out. Let's go. Alright, so we have Capoch playing in the blue against MBL playing in the red on a rampart, which is the second time I've seen MBL play on this map. I think he probably quite likes it. It's quite an interesting map actually. With the crater, I think it means that you are rewarded a lot for being aggressive. Looks like MBL is already Castle Age. And both players are Vietnamese, so that's kind of interesting as well. To maybe that's where the meta is kind of establishing itself. It looks like we've got ourselves a skirm war on our hands. MBL already double range skirm, while his opponent is going for throwing down a later, going for triple range. Oh my goodness! So it looks like Capoch is going to be up soon himself, but he's going to be a little bit delayed. Obviously, MBL doesn't want to lose too much of his mass at the moment. And you are able to wall over this, so Capoch should be able to hold if he's just able to kind of hold on this kind of elevated position over here. He's now up to Castle Age himself as he continues to wall the sides of his base. His gold is very forward, so he does have to play quite defensive. It looks like he's got his scare over here. Oh yeah, he's still going with it. And MBL is throwing down a stable of his own. He could go for knights with that, but he could also go for battle elephants. I mean, I'd love it if he goes for battle elephants. I don't know whether he will, but we'll see how that goes. Archer armor upgrade coming in now. I thought that's quite late for MBL, to be honest. I guess he did get up that much quicker, but you know, you would have thought he'd click it while he was going on the way up. Getting Bodkin now, and 2 knights are going to come out. Obviously, Capoch doesn't want to throw away his army. He kind of wants to keep his opponent away from his own base, but here come the knights. This many skirms can actually damage knights, you know, particularly if they don't have any of the armor upgrades. But it looks like Capoch is just going to try and lure MBL's army away from his own base as much as he can. MBL getting elite skirmisher now. I think this army is going to struggle here in the next couple of minutes. That knight is getting very, very low on HP. 1 knight down. Elite Skirmisher is in now for MBL as he pushes forward with another small force himself, and Capoch isn't fully walled. Not ideal at all for the man playing in blue as his main army is hunted down and MBL is here on his main gold, not taking any builds, but it's not ideal certainly. Capoch has the score lead, which is kind of interesting, and Capoch now has elite scum himself, so he can actually start to take some decent trades. But this knight is going to go down, but it's definitely causing a lot of disruption with Capoch's own army. As more skirms come in, and Capoch is forced to fight with his builds. Just walk behind it, my man. Literally one palisade by here. Okay, there you go. MBL making a nuisance of himself as he expands with a couple of builds over across here to some extra wood and gold. And MBL is just slowly kind of chipping away at his opponents. Kapotr is getting ballistic, so he might be able to make something happen here, but with only 8 military units, it's not looking great. He's also starting to open GA. I don't know if that's the right move, knowing your opponent has so many skins in the field. We've also got Fire Lancer. Honestly, Fire Lancer is such a nuts unit. It looks like MBL is certainly... MBL has his opponent where he wants him. It's very much for his opponent to lose, as Kapotr is trying to fight back with villagers. These villagers have decided that they're Spanish villagers and supremacy villagers, but not quite, unfortunately. And yeah, this is... Kapotr has a real problem that his military is kind of producing and then immediately dying. I think that's probably GG, if I'm honest. Particularly knowing that MBL has 3 TCs now. As the GG. That was more one-sided than I thought it would be. But let's see how we go. Is there another... I'm kind of confused as to why I can only see a very small amount of Empire Wars games right now. To be honest, that might be it. Like, I'll show you guys the games that we could watch right now. But oh my goodness, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to watch this one. Yeah. So I'm not entirely sure why I can only see these games. Like, I'm pretty sure like other players are online right now, so I'm not entirely sure what's up with that. But it's been a pleasure to cast some games today. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. I might be around for a game or 2 later. So if Husk is around, hit me up. Alright. See you later.